Part 1. You will hear a conversation between a student named Mihiraa speaking to a shop assistant about buying a laptop. As you listen, complete the form. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10.
Hi, I am Mihiraa. I need some help finding a laptop for my civil engineering drawings. I'm not too sure which one to go for. Can you help?
Sure, Mihiraa, I can assist you with that. Are you looking for something specific, like certain specs or a particular brand?
I think so. I've been told I need something with a large screen and, lots of memory. Is 8 gigabytes of RAM enough?
For civil engineering software, 8 gigabytes might not be sufficient, especially if you're working with large 3D models. You'd probably want at least 16 gigabytes of RAM.
Oh, right. So, 16 gigabytes would be better? And what about storage? I think I need something like, 512 gigabytes, right?
Actually, 512 gigabytes is okay, but if you'll be storing a lot of CAD drawings and 3D models, I'd recommend going for 1 terabyte. You don't want to run out of space, trust me.
1 terabyte? That's 1024 gigabytes, correct?
Yes, Mihiraa, that's right. 1 terabyte is 1024 gigabytes. But, wait, do you need SSD storage or HDD? SSD is much faster for the kind of work you're doing.
SSD? I think that's what I was told, but HDD is cheaper, isn't it?
Yes, but SSD is worth the extra cost if speed is important. It'll save you time when working on large projects. So, let's go with SSD.
Got it. And the screen. I heard 13 inches is ideal for portability, but I'm not sure if it's too small for detailed drawings.
Actually, I'd recommend a larger screen. 15 inches or even 17 inches is better for civil engineering, so you can see your designs clearly.
I see. So, a 15-inch screen should be fine then?
Yes, 15 inches should work well. Or, if you don't mind the extra size, a 17-inch could be even better.
No, I think 15 inches is the best compromise between portability and clarity.
Great. Now, what about the processor? For engineering tasks, you'll need something powerful. An Intel i5 might not cut it for heavy workloads. Mihiraa, I'd suggest an i7 or even an i9.
I thought an i5 was enough. But if you say so, I'll go for an i7. i9 seems a bit too much for my needs.
Yeah, i7 is a good balance. And, one last thing, do you need any specific graphics card? Some engineering software requires dedicated graphics.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Do I need one?
Yes, I'd recommend something like the NVIDIA GTX series, maybe a GTX 1650 at least. Integrated graphics won't handle 3D work very well.
Right, so a GTX 1650? That's not too expensive, right?
It's reasonably priced. Definitely better than integrated graphics for what you're doing.
Okay, that sounds good. So, just to confirm, I'm getting a laptop with 16 gigabytes RAM, 1 terabyte SSD, a 15-inch screen, Intel i7 processor, and GTX 1650 graphics?
Exactly. That should work perfectly for your needs.
Great. I think I'm ready to make the purchase. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome, Mihiraa. Let's get that sorted for you.
You will hear a coordinator providing a description of a conference hall. As you listen, complete the short answer questions. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Good morning, everyone. I'm thrilled to introduce you to the Oakwood Conference Center, one of the most versatile and well-equipped venues in the city for events, meetings, and conferences. Whether you're hosting a small workshop or a large corporate event, this hall offers everything you could possibly need. Let me begin with the seating capacity. Our main conference hall can accommodate 500 guests comfortably, but if your event requires more intimate arrangements, the space can be divided into smaller rooms. The smallest room can hold 50 people, which is perfect for more personal meetings or breakout sessions. Now, when it comes to technology, we know how crucial it is for a seamless event. The hall is equipped with the latest audiovisual technology, including 3 high-definition projectors and surround sound. We also offer wireless microphones, with 8 units available at no extra cost. Plus, there's a technician on hand throughout the day to ensure everything runs smoothly. In terms of internet connectivity, we provide high-speed Wi-Fi, which is included in the booking fee. You won't need to worry about the signal dropping, as we've installed additional routers throughout the building to maintain strong connections everywhere, especially in the main hall. Another great feature of our venue is the flexibility of the catering services. We partner with a local caterer that offers a wide range of menu options, from light snacks to full-course meals. You can either choose from our standard menu or work with our team to create a customized menu. Our caterer can serve up to 300 people for a sit-down meal, and for more casual events, buffet options are also available. Now, let's not forget about accessibility. The Oakwood Conference Center is fully wheelchair accessible, with ramps, elevators, and accessible restrooms on each floor. We've also made sure that the lighting can be adjusted to cater to those with visual impairments, which is an important consideration for events that may run long into the evening. Finally, parking is always a concern for large events, but we've got you covered. There's a parking garage right next to the building, which can hold 200 vehicles, and it's available for all attendees free of charge. However, we recommend arriving early as the spaces fill up quickly. I hope this gives you a clear picture of what we offer here at Oakwood. If you have any specific requirements, please feel free to ask our team. We're here to help you create the perfect event.
You will hear the facility manager giving details about the vehicle parking facilities at the Oakwood Conference Center. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 17 to 20, no more than 3 words and/or a number.
Hello, everyone. I'm here to provide some important details regarding the parking facilities at the Oakwood Conference Center, which can be quite useful for those of you planning to attend large events or conferences here. Firstly, let's talk about the main parking garage. This is the primary facility for most visitors. The garage is located directly adjacent to the conference center, providing easy access to the building. The garage can accommodate up to 200 vehicles, but as I mentioned earlier, it fills up quickly, especially during larger events. Therefore, we strongly recommend arriving at least 30 minutes before the start of your event to ensure you get a space. In case the main garage is full, there are alternative parking options. Just across the road, there's a secondary parking lot, which is a bit smaller. This lot can hold around 80 cars. It's a 3-minute walk from the conference hall, so it's not too far, though be prepared for a brief stroll. The secondary lot is also free of charge, just like the main garage. Now, if both the main garage and secondary lot are full, don't worry, we've arranged for overflow parking at a facility about 500 meters away. This area is reserved for larger conferences when the number of attendees exceeds the usual limit. The overflow parking can accommodate 100 vehicles, but you'll need to plan for a 10-minute walk from there to the conference center. For convenience, we also offer shuttle services from the overflow lot, running every 15 minutes, so you won't have to worry about the distance if you prefer not to walk. Lastly, there are some dedicated spaces for disabled parking. These are located on the ground floor of the main garage, and we have 12 spaces reserved for those with mobility issues. These spaces are situated near the entrance to the building, ensuring quick and easy access. To summarize, we have the main garage with 200 spaces, a secondary lot with 80 spaces, and an overflow lot with 100 spaces. All parking options are free, but it's always best to plan ahead and arrive early to avoid any hassle. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask our staff.
You will hear a conversation involving two university students discussing the completion of their project before an upcoming conference. As you listen, answers the following questions in no more than 3 words and/or a number. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
Hey Sam, I just checked the schedule again, and the deadline for submitting the project is this Friday. How's your part going?
This Friday? I thought we had until next Monday. I'm almost done with the data analysis, but now I'm not sure if I can finish the conclusions in time. You're done with your section, right, Mihiraa?
Well, mostly. I still need to finalize the literature review. It's just the formatting and a few references that need checking. But the analysis, that's all yours. Have you figured out how to present the results clearly for the conference next week?
I'm working on it. I've got the charts, but the interpretation is tricky. I know we've got 10 minutes to present, but I'm not sure if that's enough to cover everything. I might have to cut some parts.
Yeah, we only get 10 minutes. The professor mentioned we should focus on the key findings and skip the minor details. She said the conference panel is more interested in the methodology we used. Did you include that?
Of course. I've already explained the methodology in my section, but I'm thinking about cutting the less significant findings to save time. How long is your part of the presentation?
I'm keeping mine to around 4 minutes. I'll introduce the topic and cover the background information quickly. That should leave us enough time for the results and conclusions, don't you think?
Yeah, but I think I'll need at least 6 minutes for my part. There's just too much to explain, especially when it comes to how we handled the data. You know, there's a lot of focus on accuracy at the conference.
6 minutes? That only leaves us a minute for questions. Are you sure that's a good idea?
I know it's tight, but Mihiraa, I think it's better to be thorough. Besides, the questions session won't last more than 2 or 3 minutes. Plus, we'll be judged on how well we handle the questions.
True, but I don't think we should leave too little time for that. Maybe we can practice a run-through tonight and see if we can fit it all in. By the way, did you register us for the workshop on presenting research?
I haven't, but I saw there are still a few spots left. I'll sign us up after I finish this. The workshop's on Thursday afternoon, right?
Yeah, but we need to be registered by Wednesday morning or we might miss out. Anyway, I'll check in with you later about the timing. We've still got a lot to finalize.
You will hear a conversation of two university students discussing their project for an upcoming conference. Complete the matching exercise with questions 26 to 30 as you listen. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 26 to 30.
Hey Alex. I've been looking at our project schedule again, and I'm starting to panic a little. We need to submit the first draft by next Monday, right?
I thought the draft was due this Friday. Mihiraa, didn't the professor say something about Friday in class?
No, I think she mentioned Monday for the draft and Friday for the presentation slides.
Are you sure? I remember her saying we should have both the draft and the slides ready by this Friday, so we have the weekend to practice. Maybe I misunderstood.
Well, I'll double check with her later, but I'm pretty sure it's Monday for the draft. Anyway, have you finished the research part?
Not quite. I've been struggling with data analysis. I thought it was straightforward, but some of the numbers don't make sense. I checked it 3 times already, but something's still off.
Really? I thought you'd nailed that part. What about the methodology section? That's sorted, right?
Well, Mihiraa, I thought it was done, but then I realized I missed an important source, so I'm revising it now. What about your sections? You're done with the introduction, aren't you?
Actually, I've rewritten the introduction twice already, and I'm still not happy with it. I keep going back and forth on the wording, and I haven't even touched the conclusion yet.
Same here. I keep thinking I've finished something, then I realize I need to tweak it. Did you register us for the conference workshops yet?
Oh no, I thought you were doing that. I remember asking you last week.
Really? I could have sworn you said you'd take care of it. Anyway, I'll do it now before I forget again. The registration closes on Thursday, right?
I think it's Wednesday actually. You better hurry because the workshops fill up fast.
Oh, I see. Good catch. Speaking of which, have you decided which workshop to attend? I'm leaning towards the one on advanced data visualization.
I was thinking of that one, but I might go for the public speaking workshop instead. I need to brush up on my presentation skills before the big day.
Fair point. I'll let you know once I register us for the sessions. And don't forget, we need to meet with the professor to go over our project draft before we submit it.
Right, she's available on Friday morning, right?
I thought it was Thursday afternoon, but I'll check the email again. Mihiraa, let's make sure we're both on the same page this time.
You will hear a university lecturer explaining about the use of artificial intelligence, AI, in academics. As you listen, write in no more than 3 words for each answer. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 35.
Today, we'll be discussing how artificial intelligence, or AI, is being integrated into the academic world and reshaping the way students learn, teachers teach, and institutions function. While the use of AI in education isn't entirely new, its rapid development over the past few years has created exciting opportunities and some challenges we need to be aware of. One of the most significant applications of AI is in personalized learning. Traditionally, students in a classroom receive the same instruction, but we know that not all students learn at the same pace or in the same way. AI can adapt to individual needs by analyzing performance data and offering customized lessons. For example, AI-based platforms can track student progress and suggest areas where they may need more practice. This kind of learning approach is particularly useful in online courses where one-to-one teacher-student interaction is limited. Another area where AI is making a difference is in grading and assessment. It's not just about multiple-choice tests anymore. AI systems are now capable of grading essays, providing feedback on written work, and even evaluating complex assignments like coding exercises. Some universities have already started using these tools to support professors and reduce the workload. AI can assess thousands of papers quickly, but we must remember it's not perfect. Human intervention is still necessary, especially when evaluating subjective or creative content. Now, let's move on to how AI is used in administration. One of the most tedious aspects of running a school or university is managing schedules, student registrations, and staff coordination. AI-based systems can streamline these processes. For instance, chatbots are increasingly being used to answer student queries regarding course registrations or deadlines, reducing the workload of administrative staff. A good example is the chatbot used by the University of Murcia in Spain, which responds to over 80% of student inquiries without human involvement. That's a huge relief for their administration team, but there are still concerns about the accuracy of some responses given by these AI systems, which sometimes require additional verification. We also need to consider how AI is changing teaching practices. Teachers are no longer just lecturers. They now have access to tools that can analyze student data and provide insights into their teaching effectiveness. AI can identify gaps in student understanding and even predict which students might drop out of a course based on their engagement levels. Some educators have found this particularly useful, but others worry about the over-reliance on data-driven decisions. After all, teaching is as much an art as it is a science. Finally, there's the question of ethics. As AI becomes more deeply embedded in the academic world, we need to address the ethical issues that come with it. Privacy is a major concern. Students' data is collected and analyzed constantly, and if not handled properly, it could lead to breaches of confidentiality. Moreover, there's the issue of bias. AI systems are only as fair as the data they are trained on, and if that data reflects existing societal biases, the AI will reinforce those biases. Universities are now focusing on creating transparent, fair algorithms, but it's a complex issue with no easy solution. In summary, AI is transforming academics in numerous ways, from personalized learning to administrative efficiency. But with these advances come challenges that we must continue to monitor and address.
You will hear a talk on how to create an effective resume, focusing on different sections and skills to highlight for final year students. As you listen, complete the table by selecting the correct option for each role. Choose from the letters A to G. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 36 to 40.
Good morning. We're going to talk about how to craft an effective resume, particularly if you're looking to enter competitive fields or industries. A well-designed resume not only reflects your qualifications, but also highlights key skills that employers are looking for. I'll guide you through the most important sections and share some tips on what to emphasize in each. Let's start with the objective statement. This should be clear and tailored to the job you're applying for. Many applicants overlook this section, but it's crucial because it can instantly set the tone for your application. Rather than generic phrases, focus on how your problem-solving abilities will benefit the organization, particularly in roles that require quick, creative thinking. Next, we move on to the skills section. You need to show a range of both technical and interpersonal skills. If you're applying for jobs that deal with data analysis, for example, make sure to highlight your experience with software like Excel or specialized programs like Python. On the other hand, if you're looking for a more customer-facing role, employers will be interested in skills like conflict resolution. They want to know you can manage difficult situations with clients or colleagues professionally. When it comes to leadership skills, these are highly valued across many sectors, even for entry-level roles. If you've ever led a team project or organized events, don't hesitate to mention that. Employers are looking for candidates who can take initiative, motivate others, and manage tasks effectively under pressure. Now, let's talk about communication skills. This is a broad category, but in today's job market, it's essential to demonstrate proficiency in both written and verbal communication. For instance, roles in media, public relations, or even management expect you to convey ideas clearly and persuasively. So, mention experiences where you had to deliver presentations or even write reports. Another important area is time management. In competitive fields, you'll often find yourself juggling multiple tasks or deadlines, and employers need to know you can handle this effectively. If you've managed complex schedules or coordinated large-scale projects, these are the kinds of examples you want to highlight. Finally, for technical jobs, especially in industries like engineering, IT, or manufacturing, employers look for attention to detail. This is crucial for ensuring the quality of your work and minimizing errors. Be sure to include examples that show your thoroughness and your ability to follow strict guidelines or protocols. In summary, crafting an effective resume is about more than just listing your past jobs. You need to strategically highlight the skills that are most relevant to the role you're applying for. Remember, every section of your resume should work to present you as the ideal candidate for the job.